Hello and welcome to Headline Focus, live here on Core Politics with me, Rob Double. It is Thursday, the 12th of October 2017, and with about 6 minutes to go before the start of the working day, let's have a look at what's making the headlines. So to start off with The Guardian, tax the rich more. That's the message coming through on their front page. They're reporting on a report from the International Monetary Fund, the IMF, which says that taxing the rich would not have an adverse impact on growth, and said The Guardian's speculating that this would demolish the argument against raising income tax rates for the top 1%. This comes also as the FT, as you can see, reporting that eBay and Netflix, big US tech company giants, collectively paid just £1.9 million in UK tax last year. Next up in The Sun. Now, this is a story which is actually creeping up the news cycle a little bit this morning. The White Widow, which was the name given to Sally Jones, the Britain's most wanted woman, was being killed by a US drone in June. And this is according to reports by the CIA, the Central Intelligence Agency in the US. She was apparently trying to flee Raqqa and was killed near the Syrian border. She joined ISIS as a terrorist and became a very, very prominent recruiter for them, particularly towards UK boys and girls, young men and women, to go over to Syria to join ISIS. So a very significant figure in the fight against ISIS. Obviously it's a UK citizen which has been killed, but expect to hear more of that today and indeed for the rest of the day going into the evening as well. Let's have a look in focus at the main story today, which is again about what's happening in the Conservative Party and in the government to do with the relationships between the top political figures. Today it is Theresa May, the Prime Minister, and Philip Hammond. Now, as you can see in the Mail, daggers drawn, they're saying. This is reporting that the relationship between Theresa May and Philip Hammond is in the deep freeze mode. This is because Philip Hammond has been undermining Theresa May's Brexit strategy. So you might have seen, particularly to do with Brexit spending, Philip Hammond has made some points that taxpayers' money will not be spent on preparing for a no-deal, a contingency plan for Brexit, until the very, very last moment, which contradicts some reporting which has come out this week, which is suggesting that the government is preparing well for the possibility of a no-deal strategy. As you can see in the Telegraph as well, commenting on those cabinet splits as well, Theresa May faces additional splits in her own party and also from energy companies as she begins unveiling draft legislation that will force energy companies to limit energy prices. More on that as the days progress and as the legislation is announced. Final story then comes from the Times newspaper. Trump set to meet the Queen in downgraded UK state visit. Now, what they mean by downgrade is there was always the suggestion that Donald Trump would be invited for a state visit as US President to the UK. This apparently is now looking less likely. It's being downgraded more to a working political visit when Donald Trump meets European capitals in early 2018. The US President will, however, meet the Queen during this downgraded UK tour. This is an attempt, the paper is saying, to mollify him through meeting the Queen and hopefully make him a strong partner for the UK going forward post-Brexit. That's pretty much it. You're up to date today. Don't forget you can find all the latest on what we're doing on our Facebook page and on Twitter. We've got new Inside Europe's coming out today and also Meet the MPs as well. But from me and all the team here at Core London, have a fantastic start to your Thursday.